Imagine waking up one day to find your bank account overflowing with money. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, what if I told you there's a method that could make this dream a reality? Today, we're diving into a powerful technique that has the potential to completely transform your financial life. It's called Neville Goddard's silent manifestation method. Now you might be thinking, oh great, another get-rich-quick scheme. But hold on a second. This isn't about winning the lottery or finding a magic money tree. It's about tapping into the incredible power of your own mind to attract wealth. And the best part? It doesn't require any special skills or expensive tools. All you need is your imagination and a willingness to try something new. So who's ready to unlock the secrets of effortless wealth? If you've ever dreamed of financial freedom, of never having to worry about money again, then you're in the right place. This method has helped countless people transform their lives, and it could do the same for you. Are you excited? Good. Let's get started on this journey to financial abundance. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of the silent manifestation method, let's take a moment to get to know the man behind it. Neville Goddard wasn't your typical financial guru. In fact, he wasn't a financial expert at all. Born in 1905 in Barbados, Goddard was a spiritual teacher and author who became famous for his groundbreaking ideas about the power of the human mind. Goddard believed that our imagination is the key to creating our reality. He taught that the world we see around us is simply a reflection of our inner thoughts and beliefs. Now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds a bit out there. But stick with me, because this idea is at the heart of the silent manifestation method. Throughout his life, Goddard shared his teachings through books, lectures, and radio shows. He wasn't interested in selling get-rich-quick schemes or complicated investment strategies. Instead, he focused on helping people understand the incredible power they had within themselves. His ideas have inspired millions of people around the world, including many successful entrepreneurs and business leaders. What's really interesting about Goddard's teachings is that they blend spiritual concepts with practical techniques. He believed that anyone could use these methods to improve their lives, whether they wanted better relationships, improved health, or yes, more wealth. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today: how to use Goddard's silent manifestation method to attract more money into your life. Now that we know a bit about Neville Goddard, let's dive into the heart of his teachings, the silent manifestation method. At its core, this method is all about using your imagination to create the reality you want. It's called silent because it doesn't involve saying affirmations out loud or telling everyone about your goals. Instead, it's a quiet, internal process that happens entirely in your mind. Here's the basic idea. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, you spend time imagining what it would feel like to already have the wealth you desire. It's not about daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's about creating such a vivid and real experience in your mind that your subconscious begins to accept it as true. Now, I know this might sound a bit strange. After all, we're used to thinking that hard work and smart decisions are the keys to wealth, and those things are important. But Goddard believed that our inner world shapes our outer reality. In other words, if we can change our thoughts and beliefs about money, we can change our financial situation. Think about it this way. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract money effortlessly, while others struggle no matter how hard they work? According to Goddard, this isn't just luck or coincidence. It's because those who attract wealth easily have a different inner relationship with money. They see themselves as wealthy, deserving of abundance, and capable of making money. And that inner belief shapes their outer reality. The silent manifestation method is about changing your inner relationship with wealth. It's about reprogramming your subconscious mind to see abundance as your natural state. When you do this, you start to notice opportunities you might have missed before. You make decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, and over time, your financial reality begins to shift. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about sitting on your couch, closing your eyes, and expecting money to magically appear. The silent manifestation method works hand in hand with action, but it's about taking inspired action, guided by your new beliefs and attitudes about wealth. So, how exactly do you practice silent manifestation? It all starts with using your imagination in a very specific way. You need to create a scene in your mind that represents your desired financial state. But it's not enough to just visualize it. You need to step into that scene and feel it as if it's happening right now. For example, let's say your goal is to have $100,000 in your bank account. Instead of just picturing that number, you might imagine yourself logging into your online banking and seeing that balance. Feel the excitement, the relief, the sense of security that comes with having that money. Imagine how it would change your day-to-day life. Would you walk differently? Speak differently? How would your relationships change? The key is to make this mental scene as vivid and real as possible. Use all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful the effect will be. Now, here's where many people get tripped up. They try this once or twice and then give up when they don't see immediate results. But remember, you're reprogramming deeply held beliefs and attitudes. This takes time and consistent practice. Goddard recommended doing this exercise every day, preferably right before you fall asleep at night when your mind is most receptive. Another important aspect of the silent manifestation method is letting go of doubt and worry. This can be tough, especially when it comes to money. We're often taught to worry about finances, to always be planning for the worst. But Goddard taught that worry and fear actually push away the very things we want to attract. Instead, after you've done your visualization, you need to trust that it's working. Go about your day with the calm confidence of someone who knows their financial future is secure. This doesn't mean being reckless or irresponsible. It means approaching your financial decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Now, you might be wondering, does this really work? Can imagining wealth really change my financial situation? And that's a fair question. It's natural to be skeptical, but consider this. Haven't you already been using your imagination to create your current financial reality? If you constantly worry about money, imagine worst-case scenarios and tell yourself that wealth is out of reach. Aren't you using your imagination in a negative way? The silent manifestation method is about harnessing the power of your imagination in a positive direction. It's about consciously choosing the thoughts and beliefs that will shape your reality, rather than letting your fears and worries do it for you. But don't just take my word for it. Countless people have used this method to transform their financial lives. From small business owners who've multiplied their income, to employees who've received unexpected raises and bonuses, to individuals who've come up with million-dollar ideas seemingly out of nowhere. The common thread in all these success stories is a shift in mindset, a new way of thinking about and relating to money. Now, I want to address something important. The silent manifestation method isn't about ignoring real-world financial strategies. It's not an excuse to be irresponsible with your money or to avoid learning about smart financial management. Instead, it's a powerful complement to practical financial skills. Think of it this way: good financial habits and knowledge are like the engine of a car. They're essential for moving forward. But the silent manifestation method is like the GPS system. It helps you set the destination and guides you there. You need both to reach your financial goals efficiently. So how do you get started with the silent manifestation method? The first step is to get clear on what you really want. Many people say they want to be rich, but what does that mean to you specifically? Is it a certain amount in your bank account, a particular lifestyle, financial freedom to pursue your passions? Get as specific as you can. Once you have a clear goal, it's time to create your mental scene. Remember, this isn't about visualizing the process of getting wealthy. It's about imagining the end result as if it's already happened. So if your goal is to have a successful business, don't imagine yourself working hard to build it. Imagine yourself already running that thriving business, enjoying the fruits of your success. As you create this scene, pay attention to the details. What are you wearing? Who's with you? What can you see, hear, smell, and touch? The more vivid and real you can make it, the more powerful it will be. Now here's a crucial point. As you imagine this scene, you need to generate the feelings that go along with it. How does it feel to be financially secure? How does it feel to be able to buy what you want when you want it? How does it feel to be generous with your wealth? These feelings are the secret sauce that makes the silent manifestation method work. Why are feelings so important? Because according to Goddard, it's our emotional state that really attracts or repels experiences in our lives. When you can genuinely feel wealthy, even if just in your imagination, you start to vibrate at the frequency of wealth. And like attracts, now I know some of you might be thinking, but how can I feel wealthy when I'm worried about paying my bills? And that's a valid concern. The silent manifestation method doesn't ask you to deny your current reality. Instead, it asks you to create a space in your mind where you can experience your desired reality. Think of it like watching a really engrossing movie. For those 2 hours, you're fully immersed in the story. You feel the emotions of the characters, even though you know it's not real. That's the kind of immersion you're aiming for with your wealth visualization. One helpful tip is to start small. If imagining millions in your bank account feels too unbelievable right now, start with a smaller amount. Imagine having an extra $1,000 or getting an unexpected bonus at work. As you practice and start seeing results, you can gradually increase the scale of your visualizations. Another important aspect of the silent manifestation method is consistency. Goddard recommended doing your visualization every night before sleep, when your mind is most receptive. But you can also do it first thing in the morning or any time you have a quiet moment during the day. The key is to make it a regular practice. Just like you wouldn't expect to get fit by going to the gym once, you can't expect to transform your financial reality with a single visualization. It's the consistent, repeated imagining that really makes the difference. Now let's talk about what happens after you do your visualization. This is where many people stumble. They do the mental work, but then they go right back to their old patterns of thinking and behaving around money. Remember, the goal of the silent manifestation method is to change your entire relationship with wealth. So after you've done your visualization, carry that feeling of abundance with you throughout your day. Make decisions as if you were already wealthy. How would a financially secure person approach this situation? What would someone who's good with money do here? This doesn't mean being reckless or spending money you don't have. It means approaching your finances from a place of confidence and abundance rather than fear and lack. It might mean being more open to opportunities, more willing to invest in yourself, or more confident in negotiating your worth. As you practice the silent manifestation method, you might start to notice some changes. Maybe you'll have a brilliant idea for a side hustle. Or perhaps you'll notice money-making opportunities you overlooked before. You might find yourself making smarter financial decisions or feeling more confident about your ability to earn and manage money. These changes might seem small at first, but they can snowball over time. Each positive experience reinforces your new beliefs about wealth, creating a virtuous cycle of abundance. But what if you don't see results right away? This is where many people give up. They try visualization for a week or two, don't see their bank account magically fill up, and decide it doesn't work. Here's the thing. The silent manifestation method isn't about instant magical results. It's about gradually shifting your entire relationship with money and wealth. This takes time. It's like planting a seed. You don't see results immediately, but with consistent care and attention, it grows into something beautiful. So if you don't see immediate changes, don't get discouraged. Keep practicing. Keep holding that vision of wealth in your mind, and most importantly, keep taking inspired action in the real world. Speaking of action, let's address a common misconception about manifestation techniques like this. Some people think it means you can just visualize what you want and then sit back and wait for it to appear. That's not how it works. The silent manifestation method is about aligning your inner world with your outer actions. As you change your beliefs and attitudes about wealth, you'll naturally start to act in ways that support those new beliefs. You might feel inspired to learn new skills, start a business, or invest in ways you never considered before. The key is to stay open and pay attention to the opportunities that come your way. Sometimes the path to wealth isn't what we expect. It might come through an unexpected job offer, a brilliant business idea, or a chance encounter that leads to a lucrative partnership. Your job is to do the inner work of the silent manifestation method and then to be ready to act when opportunities present themselves. It's about creating a partnership between your imagination and your actions. Now let's talk about some of the challenges you might face as you start practicing this method. One common issue is doubt. It's natural to question whether simply imagining wealth can really make a difference. You might hear that voice in your head saying, "This is silly. It can't possibly work." When these doubts come up, remember that you're not trying to magically conjure money out of thin air. You're reprogramming your subconscious beliefs about wealth, which in turn affects your actions and decisions. Even if you're skeptical, approach it with an open mind. What do you have to lose by trying? Another challenge is staying consistent with the practice. Life gets busy, and it's easy to forget or put off your daily visualization. One way to overcome this is to tie it to an existing habit. For example, you could do your wealth visualization right after brushing your teeth at night or first thing when you wake up in the morning. You might also face resistance from friends or family who don't understand what you're doing. Remember, you don't have to explain or justify your practice to anyone. This is your personal journey to wealth. If you prefer, you can keep it private. As you continue with the silent manifestation method, you might start to notice some unexpected benefits. Many people report feeling more positive and optimistic in general. They find themselves worrying less about money and feeling more confident in their ability to handle financial challenges. You might also notice improvements in other areas of your life. As you practice visualizing and feeling abundance in one area, wealth, it can spill over into other areas like relationships, health, and career success. Remember, the silent manifestation method isn't just about attracting more money. It's about creating a mindset of abundance that can transform every aspect of your life. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your reality through your thoughts and beliefs. As you move forward with this practice, be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. You're undoing years, maybe even decades, of conditioning around money and wealth. It takes time to shift those deeply ingrained beliefs. Celebrate every small win along the way. Did you handle a financial decision with more confidence? Did you notice an opportunity you might have missed before? These are all signs that the method is working, even if you haven't hit your big wealth goals yet. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. As you practice the silent manifestation method, you're not just working towards more money in your bank account. You're developing a new relationship with wealth, abundance, and your own inner power. That's something truly valuable, regardless of your external circumstances. So, are you ready to unlock the power of your mind and transform your financial reality? The silent manifestation method is a powerful tool, but like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how consistently and correctly you use it. Commit to giving it a real try. Set aside time each day for your wealth visualization. Carry that feeling of abundance with you throughout your day. And stay open to the opportunities that come your way. Remember, every wealthy person started somewhere. They weren't born with a golden ticket. What sets them apart is their mindset, their beliefs about wealth, and their own capabilities. With the silent manifestation method, you're tapping into that same power. You're aligning your inner world with the wealth you desire to create in your outer world. The power of imagination. Why silent manifestation works. You might be wondering, how can simply imagining wealth actually make me rich? It's a fair question. After all, we live in a world that often tells us that hard work is the only path to success. But according to Neville Goddard, your imagination is the most powerful tool you have for creating the life you want, including a life of wealth and abundance. Here's how it works. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you consistently imagine yourself in a state of wealth, your subconscious begins to accept this as your reality. And here's the kicker. Your subconscious mind is what drives most of your behaviors, decisions, and even your ability to spot opportunities. Think about it this way. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly you start seeing that same model everywhere? The cars were always there, but your mind wasn't tuned to notice them before. In the same way, when you program your mind for wealth, you start noticing opportunities for making money that were always there, but you couldn't see before. But it goes even deeper than that. Your beliefs about money and wealth shape your actions in subtle but powerful ways. If deep down you believe that money is scarce or that wealth is out of your reach, you might subconsciously sabotage your own success. You might not negotiate for a better salary, or you might talk yourself out of a great business opportunity because you don't believe you're capable of handling it. On the flip side, when you truly believe in your ability to create wealth, you approach life differently. You make decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. You're more likely to take calculated risks, to invest in yourself, and to pursue opportunities that can lead to greater wealth. This is why the silent manifestation method is so powerful. It's not just about daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with wealth at the deepest level of your mind. When you do this, everything else starts to shift. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I've tried positive thinking before, and it didn't work. Here's the difference. The silent manifestation method isn't just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about creating such a vivid, emotionally charged inner experience of wealth that your subconscious mind accepts it as real. It's like the difference between watching a movie and actually living an experience. When you watch a movie about someone else's success, you might feel inspired for a moment, but it doesn't fundamentally change you. But when you create a vivid, emotional experience of wealth in your own mind, it starts to rewire your brain. This is backed up by science too. Studies have shown that the brain doesn't distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. When you imagine something in great detail, your brain fires in the same patterns as if it were actually happening. This is why top athletes use visualization to improve their performance. They're literally training their brains for success. The same principle applies to wealth. When you consistently imagine yourself as wealthy, you're training your brain for financial success. You're creating new neural pathways that support wealth-building behaviors and decisions. But here's an important point. The silent manifestation method isn't about tricking yourself or denying reality. It's not about pretending you're rich when your bank account is empty. Instead, it's about creating a clear vision of where you want to go, and then aligning your subconscious mind with that vision. Think of it like programming a GPS. You input your destination, your wealth goals, and then your subconscious mind starts guiding you there, helping you make the right turns and avoid the wrong paths. But just like with a real GPS, you still have to drive the car. The silent manifestation method works hand in hand with action, not instead of it. So, are you ready to harness the power of your imagination to create real wealth? Let's move on to the practical steps of how to do just that. The first step in the silent manifestation method is creating a vivid mental scene that represents your desired financial state. This isn't just about picturing a big number in your bank account. It's about imagining a complete scenario that represents the wealth you want to achieve. Start by getting clear on what wealth means to you. Is it a specific amount of money? Is it the freedom to travel whenever you want? Is it owning your dream home? Whatever it is, get as specific as possible. The more detailed your vision, the more powerful it will be. Once you have a clear goal, it's time to create your scene. This should be a short, vivid scenario that you can easily replay in your mind. For example, if your goal is to have $1 million in your bank account, your scene might be logging into your online banking and seeing that balance. Or if your goal is to own a successful business, your scene might be sitting in your corner office, looking out over the city. First, make it first person. You want to see through your own eyes, not watch yourself like a movie. This makes the experience more real and immediate. Next, engage all your senses. What do you see? What sounds do you hear? Can you feel the leather of your chair or the keys under your fingers as you type? Can you smell the coffee on your desk? The more sensory details you include, the more real it will feel to your subconscious mind. Now add emotion. How do you feel in this scene? Are you excited, relieved, confident? The emotional component is crucial. Your subconscious responds more strongly to feelings than to thoughts. Finally, make it present tense. You're not imagining a future event, you're experiencing it now. Use phrases like I am and I have rather than I will. Here's an example of a complete wealth scene. I'm sitting at my desk in my home office. The morning sun is streaming through the window, warming my face. I can smell the fresh coffee in my favorite mug. I open my laptop and log into my online banking. I see the balance. $1 million. A wave of joy and relief washes over me. I lean back in my chair, feeling the soft leather against my back, and smile. I am financially free. Remember, your scene should be short enough that you can easily replay it in your mind, but detailed enough to feel real. It might take some practice to get it right, so don't be afraid to refine your scene over time. Once you have your scene, it's time to start using it. And that brings us to the next step. Now that you have your wealth scene, it's time to put it to work. Neville Goddard recommended doing this practice every night just before you fall asleep. Why? Because this is when your mind is most receptive. As you drift off to sleep, your conscious mind relaxes its grip, allowing your subconscious to become more accessible. First, get comfortable. Lie in bed in a position where you can relax fully without falling asleep immediately. You want to be in that drowsy state between waking and sleeping. Next, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Let the tensions of the day melt away. As you relax, bring your wealth scene to mind. Now, here's the crucial part. Don't just passively watch your scene like a movie. Step into it, experience it as if it's happening right now. See through your own eyes, feel the emotions, engage all your senses. As you experience your scene, let the feeling of wealth and abundance fill you up. Really allow yourself to feel financially free, successful, secure. This feeling is the key to making the method work. Replay your scene several times, each time trying to make it more vivid and real. Do this for about 5-15 minutes, or until you naturally drift off to sleep. If your mind wanders, and it will, especially at first, gently bring it back to your scene. Don't get frustrated or judge yourself. Just return to the scene and the feeling of wealth. Here's an important point. As you drift off to sleep, try to carry the feeling of wealth and abundance with you. Even if you can't hold on to the specific images of your scene, hold on to the feeling. This helps your subconscious mind continue to work on your wealth manifestation even as you sleep. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I fall asleep right away? Or what if I'm too tired to focus? Don't worry. Even a few moments of this practice can be powerful. The key is consistency. It's better to do it for just a minute every night than to do it for an hour once a week. Remember, you're reprogramming deep-seated beliefs and patterns. This takes time and repetition. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. Even if you don't see immediate results, know that each time you do this practice, you're planting seeds of wealth in your subconscious mind. As you continue with this nightly practice, you might start to notice some changes. You might find yourself feeling more positive about money during the day. You might start having ideas for ways to increase your income. You might notice opportunities you would have missed before. These are all signs that the silent manifestation method is working. But the practice doesn't end when you open your eyes in the morning. And that brings us to the next step. The final step in the silent manifestation method is what Neville Goddard called living from the end. This means carrying the feeling of your desired state, in this case, the feeling of wealth and abundance, with you throughout your day. Here's how it works. After you've done your nightly practice, you wake up in the morning. Before you even open your eyes, recall your wealth scene. Feel those feelings of abundance and success. Then, as you go about your day, try to maintain that feeling state as much as possible. This doesn't mean pretending you're rich when you're not. It's not about denial or fake it till you make it. Instead, it's about aligning your inner state with your desired outcome. It's about making decisions and taking actions from the perspective of the wealthy person you're becoming, not the person struggling with money. For example, if you're faced with a financial decision, ask yourself, what would I do if I were already wealthy? How would I approach this situation? This doesn't mean being reckless with money. A truly wealthy person is often very careful with their finances, but they make decisions from a place of abundance, not scarcity. Living from the end also means being open to opportunities. When you carry the feeling of wealth with you, you're more likely to notice and act on chances to increase your wealth. You might find yourself more willing to take calculated risks, to invest in yourself, or to pursue that business idea you've been sitting on. Start your day right. Before you get out of bed, take a moment to recall your wealth scene and feel those feelings of abundance. Set the tone for your day. Use positive affirmations. Throughout the day, remind yourself of your wealth and abundance. Use phrases like, I am wealthy, money comes to me easily, or I always have more than enough. Act as if. Make decisions as if you were already wealthy. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have, but it does mean approaching life with confidence and abundance. Practice gratitude. Regularly acknowledge and appreciate the wealth you already have, no matter how small. This puts you in a wealth mindset and attracts more abundance. Visualize during the day. Take short breaks to replay your wealth scene in your mind. This reinforces the programming you're doing at night. Be open to inspiration. Pay attention to ideas or opportunities that come to you. Your subconscious mind might be guiding you towards wealth in unexpected ways. Remember, living from the end is not about ignoring your current reality. It's about holding two truths simultaneously: your current circumstances and your desired future. You're bridging the gap between the two by consistently aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your vision of wealth. This step can be challenging at first. It's easy to slip back into old patterns of thinking and behaving around money. When this happens, don't beat yourself up. Just gently bring yourself back to that feeling of wealth and abundance. With practice, it will become more natural. Living from the end is where the real magic of the silent manifestation method happens. It's where your inner work starts to create tangible changes in your outer world. As you consistently align your inner state with wealth and abundance, you'll start to see opportunities and make decisions that move you closer to your financial goals. Remember, wealth is not just about the numbers in your bank account. It's a state of mind, a way of being in the world. By practicing the silent manifestation method, creating your wealth scene, doing your nightly practice, and living from the end, you're not just working towards having more money. You're becoming a wealthy person from the inside out. This process takes time and consistency. You're rewiring deeply ingrained beliefs and patterns. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate every small win along the way. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. The feeling of abundance and possibility that comes from this practice is valuable in itself, regardless of your external circumstances. As you continue with the silent manifestation method, you might be surprised at how your relationship with money starts to shift. Things that used to stress you out might not bother you as much. You might find yourself making smarter financial decisions without even trying. You might attract unexpected windfalls or lucrative opportunities. But remember, this method is not a substitute for action. It's a powerful complement to practical steps towards wealth. Use it alongside smart financial practices, continuous learning, and hard work. The silent manifestation method aligns your inner world with your goals, making your outer actions more effective and inspired. So, are you ready to unlock the power of your mind and manifest the wealth you deserve? Start tonight. Create your wealth scene, practice it as you fall asleep, and carry that feeling of abundance with you into tomorrow. Your journey to true wealth begins now, in the silent depths of your own mind. As you embark on your journey with the silent manifestation method, it's important to be aware of some common pitfalls that can hinder your progress. By knowing these in advance, you can navigate around them and make your manifestation practice more effective. The first mistake many people make is inconsistency. They try the method for a few nights, don't see immediate results, and give up. Remember, you're rewiring deep-seated beliefs and patterns. This takes time and consistent practice. It's better to do a short visualization every night than to do a long one once in a while. Make it a non-negotiable part of your nightly routine, like brushing your teeth. Another common error is focusing too much on the what and not enough on the how it feels. Your subconscious mind responds more strongly to emotions than to dry facts. Don't just picture yourself with a certain amount of money. Really feel what it's like to be financially free, secure, and abundant. The feeling is what makes the method powerful. Many people also fall into the trap of constantly checking for results. This actually works against you because it comes from a place of lack and doubt. If you keep looking at your bank account wondering why you're not rich yet, you're reinforcing the belief that you're not wealthy. Instead, trust the process. Know that changes are happening even if you can't see them immediately. Doubt is another major roadblock. It's natural to have doubts, especially when you're trying something new. But if you entertain those doubts during your visualization practice, you're sending mixed messages to your subconscious. When doubts arise, acknowledge them, but then gently return your focus to your wealth scene and the feelings of abundance. Some people make the mistake of keeping their goals vague. They say they want to be rich or financially free, but they don't define what that means. Your subconscious mind works best with clear, specific instructions. Define exactly what wealth means to you down to the details. Lastly, a common mistake is thinking that the silent manifestation method is a substitute for action. It's not. It's a powerful tool, but it works best when combined with practical steps towards your goals. The method aligns your subconscious mind with your goals, making your actions more effective and inspired. But you still need to take those actions. By avoiding these common pitfalls, you'll make your silent manifestation practice much more effective. Remember, this is a skill like any other. It takes practice and patience. Be kind to yourself as you learn and grow. While the silent manifestation method might sound a bit abstract, its effects can be very real and tangible. Let's look at some real-life examples of people who have used this method to transform their financial lives. Take Sarah, for instance. She was a small business owner struggling to make ends meet. After learning about the silent manifestation method, she started visualizing her business thriving with a steady stream of clients and a healthy bank balance. At first, nothing seemed to change, but she kept at it, doing her visualization every night and carrying that feeling of success with her during the day. After a few weeks, she noticed she was feeling more confident in client meetings. She started attracting better clients and found herself making bolder business decisions. 6 months later, her business had doubled its revenue. Sarah credits the silent manifestation method with helping her tap into her potential and see opportunities she was missing before. Then there's Mike, who had always dreamed of buying his own home, but felt it was out of reach. He started using the silent manifestation method, visualizing himself receiving the keys to his dream home. He imagined the feeling of walking through the front door, the pride of ownership, the security of having a place to call his own. As he practiced this, he found himself becoming more disciplined with his finances. He started researching first-time homebuyer programs and improving his credit score. When an opportunity came up to earn extra income through a side gig, he jumped on it. 2 years later, Mike was approved for a mortgage and bought his first home. Lisa's story is particularly inspiring. She was deep in debt and constantly stressed about money. She started using the silent manifestation method, visualizing herself debt-free and financially secure. As she practiced, she noticed her attitude towards money shifting. She became more proactive about dealing with her debt, negotiating with creditors, and creating a realistic repayment plan. But the real breakthrough came when she had an idea for a simple product that solved a common problem. Without her newfound confidence and abundance mindset, she might have dismissed the idea. Instead, she pursued it, eventually launching a successful business that not only paid off her debts, but set her on the path to true financial freedom. These stories show that the silent manifestation method isn't about magically making money appear. It's about changing your relationship with wealth from the inside out. When you align your subconscious mind with your financial goals, you start to think, feel, and act in ways that support those goals. You become more open to opportunities, more confident in your abilities, and more aligned with the wealth you desire. Remember, everyone's journey is unique. Your success story might look different from these, but it can be just as powerful. The key is to start where you are, use the method consistently, and remain open to the possibilities that unfold. We've journeyed through the powerful world of Neville Goddard's silent manifestation method, exploring how this simple yet profound technique can transform your financial reality. From understanding the basics of how your imagination shapes your world, to creating vivid wealth scenes, to living from the end, you now have a toolbox full of techniques to manifest the wealth you desire. Remember, the silent manifestation method isn't about wishful thinking or ignoring reality. It's about harnessing the incredible power of your subconscious mind to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your financial goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth and abundance. As you move forward with this practice, keep in mind that consistency is key. Make your nightly visualization a non-negotiable part of your routine. Carry the feeling of wealth and abundance with you throughout your day. Be patient with yourself as you work to rewire deep-seated beliefs and patterns. Avoid the common pitfalls we discussed. Stay consistent, focus on the feelings, trust the process, be specific in your goals, and remember that this method works hand in hand with inspired action, not instead of it. Let the success stories we shared inspire you. Remember Sarah, who doubled her business revenue, Mike, who bought his dream home, and Lisa, who went from debt to financial freedom. Their journeys show the real-world impact of aligning your inner world with your financial goals. As you practice the silent manifestation method, you might be surprised at how your relationship with money starts to shift. You might find yourself more open to opportunities, more confident in your abilities, and more aligned with the wealth you desire. You might start making decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. And over time, you'll likely see these inner changes reflected in your outer reality. But perhaps the most valuable part of this journey is not just the potential for increased wealth, but the sense of empowerment that comes from realizing you have the ability to shape your reality. You're not at the mercy of external circumstances. You have the power to create the financial life you want, starting from within your own mind. So tonight, as you lay down to sleep, take a moment to envision your ideal financial future. Feel the emotions of abundance, security, and freedom. Let that feeling fill you up and carry you into your dreams. And tomorrow, carry that feeling with you as you step into your day. You're not just working towards wealth, you're becoming a wealthy person from the inside out. Remember, your journey to financial abundance starts now, in the quiet of your own mind. Trust the process, enjoy the journey, and get ready to unlock the wealth that's always been within you. Your financial transformation awaits. Are you ready to manifest your way to true wealth?